Easy entry was on. Now it's into my profile. That's why you see the steering column pull forward like that. That's where I set it. All right, everybody, it's Friday. And like everybody likes to say, happy Friday. That's awesome. I'm glad that the day's over, the weekend's here. I'm just leaving work and I'm still trying to figure out the best way to set up this camera. Oh, I can't help but wanting to fix that. Let's see if that helps. All right, let's see how steady that camera is. Otherwise, we're gonna go to the suction cups on the roof. I already tried that once with a single suction cup, but a three way suction cup for extra stability on the roof. We can try that next. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on navigate. I'm just gonna say navigate home. I did that by clicking the thumb turn wheel on the right hand. And this is my way out of work. Now if I turn on the full self-drive in here, I notice that first of all, we always have to do this, so this way it's ready. If I turn on the full self-drive in here, it likes to try to make a left here because there's an old gate this way that used to be one of the old entrances from way back. Then up here there's another entrance that wants to go out that way. So we're just gonna drive to the front gate and then we'll turn on full self-driving and see how it does on the ride home. Looks like the camera's still shaking a little bit, but I think that's as good as I'm gonna get. So I'll check out what this footage looks like later on and make the decision from there. I have a feeling I'm going to be opening up the suction cup package and utilizing that. I think that I've already seen a few videos for people that use that, and theirs didn't seem to shake. We'll see what happens when it's on my car. See if I can replicate what they did. I've been trying to do it better. I've been trying to set this up in a way that you guys have a really good view and that it would work at nighttime and stuff. The camera is actually placed at the exact eye level of where the passenger would sit in the passenger seat. So I thought that was a good idea. Thought the last couple of videos I made, they've all been pretty shaky. I still think that they're pretty useful, but maybe you don't want to watch it the whole time. You can listen to where I have a situation or a problem and check it out when you get there. I put a timestamp or so in one or two of them. I'm just getting the hang of this whole thing. All right. So it's 4:08. It says that the trip is going to be 18 minutes. As you can see, I have 74% battery right now. And it says that we'll be arriving with 72% left. So it's only going to take 2% to get from here to my home in 17 minutes. It sounds like there's a decent amount of cars on the road. So I can see over here on the navigation that right before the highway, or all right, that's right before the highway. That's actually right outside the gate. There's some traffic, and then down here right before the highway. Okay, so that's fine. When I put on full self-driving, it's pretty relaxing, so I don't really have any issues. I don't feel like, oh, I'm in traffic, this is taking forever. I just kind of let the car do the work, and I hold on to the wheel at 10 and 2, and I don't really have to do too much of the turning. I just let my arms go with the steering wheel, but I definitely don't have to put my foot on the brake and the pedal. I just kind of keep it hovering the brake in situations I start to feel a little more risky at, and then I put my foot over the pedal when everything seems cool and calm, because if you need to power through a situation, like there's a stop sign, but let's just say that it's not a good idea for you to stop, or the stop sign is actually not really for you, but the car thinks that it's for you. I mean, those are the situations that you just give it a little bit of gas and you just power through it without turning off the full self-driving. So right here, we're at a green light. I just turned on full self-driving. Please keep your hands on the wheel at all times. And you'll see we took a right-hand turn, inner lane, changing lanes, and all right. Let's see, I just want to get something over here. Left something open, that's not a good idea. All right. So right now there's a decent gap between me and this guy. I can kind of power through a little bit just to kind of get a little closer. A lot of people are frustrated when people don't like to make this left-hand turn here, and everybody gets cut off. So we're in full self-driving, so we're just gonna come to a full stop here at the light. We'll just wait for the arrow. Now yesterday I had a situation where it went to go through a red light, and that was a little weird, so I want to make sure that it's working fine. Otherwise I'm going to have to put in a service request with Tesla for the full self-driving to have them calibrated and just check it out. But maybe it was just a one-off thing. Most likely not, because whenever something happens, expect it to happen again. But we're sitting here at this red light, and it always gets a little funny here, so we're going to see what the Tesla does. If the Tesla feels like it doesn't want to go forward and I think the situation is good, I'm going to give it a little gas and we'll just power through. So the arrow is here. All right, nice clean turn. And we slow down as people merge next to us. All right, we're at 30 miles an hour, and I see that the speed limit sign there just said 25. I'm wondering if this car blocked it, why it didn't see that. But a lot of people drive 30 on here. I'll tone it down in just a second. Anytime I want, I can change the max speed over here, but I can't change the speed limit sign. That is the way it is from what the car recognizes in full self-driving. You can see up here the little blue icon of the steering wheel. That also confirms we're in full self-driving. And here goes another sign, 25 miles an hour. Everybody's going 30. Well, let's see. I like to think that sign right there. There we go. And you see it saw that sign, but I'm under the impression that if one of the cameras doesn't see the sign or recognize it because a car is in the way, maybe that's how come it missed the last one. All right, we have 14 minutes left in the drive, 4.1 miles. It's not that far of a drive. You guys can see all the bike lane stanchions over here are lined up right here. It shows the lights. When somebody cuts in front of you, it slows down and then picks up speed to go with the rest of the crowd again. We're in Bronx, New York, so it's hella busy out here. We just had a NYPD drive across this lane here. That slowed everybody down a bit. But I'm mentioning it because this is definitely real world driving. I've been using full self-driving every day to go to work and to come back from work. And it's been fairly accurate for this drive. Now, I've been able to locate and find a couple of areas where it has a hard time. And I don't know if that's situational or if that's all of the time until they fix something or change something. But for this drive, it's been pretty seamless the last couple times. So we have a couple more blocks, and then we have a small little highway drive. You can see in the highway drive we have a big hairpin turn here. All right, and it usually wants to change lanes here. That's been doing that every day. I almost forgot. Whenever it changes lanes here, you'll notice that the lane gets pretty wide under this overpass, which is really just the train is up there in a road. My Tesla always hugs the right side of the road when the lane gets wider. I wish it would kind of stay right where it is, stay in the middle, because on the right side over there, especially in a tunnel where nobody drives, there seems to be like a decent amount of leaves and debris and a couple of small potholes. But nevertheless, every drive that I've gone past here, I really haven't hit anything, any potholes or anything there. So you'll see what I'm talking about, how I'm a little over to the right of the car in front of me. And then the road comes right back in and the lane is normal again. All right. When I have cars come up behind me and pull up next to me, I mean, I feel totally comfortable. I haven't had the car try to do any weird lane changes when anybody's near me. Let's go into that lane. I just put on my turn signal. Okay, hold on. It sees a car there. Why did So you see, I messed up the full self-driving just by trying to switch the lanes. It wanted the lane, then it got worried about a car, and it turned off, I think, because I held the steering wheel when I didn't expect that. So let's see, I put on the lane change. And there were no cars there. It actually thought that the problem was a car in the next lane over. I almost wish I didn't do that so that we would have had a smooth ride all the way, but not a big deal. I give it a little power right here and you'll see how it powers through into the lane. Excellent. All right, I wish I could turn some music on for some people, but I have a feeling, and for myself, but I have a feeling I'm gonna get something with copyright, so I've been doing this quietly and just kind of paying attention each time. All right, we're just about to get to the Henry Hudson Parkway. You can see it sees this bus over here. It has it highlighted in red as a cautionary item. And it always seems to make cars red when it looks like I'm going head on to them. It doesn't seem to do it when they're next to me or they're 2 lanes over or anything like that. But some of this actually even looks a little bit different than yesterday. So maybe that's a good thing. A lot of those cars were red. I'm not sure what blue means. I mean, blue definitely means it's okay. But I'm not sure how come some of the cars are highlighted in blue sometimes. It seems to recognize all of the cars correctly, so it's not like it's telling me, oh yeah, that's a car and this isn't. All right, and look at how it's trying to figure out if this is a van or a truck for a minute. It switched it a couple times. As the cameras get a better look at it, it validates what it is. So we're here at the entrance of the Henry Hudson Parkway, Sawmill Parkway, right at, this is still called the Mashalou, but the highway goes on until the first exit is the Henry Hudson, and then you stay on and it turns into the Sawmill. So I want you guys to see how it performs here, how it gets onto the Henry Hudson by itself. Then we're gonna have a nice little merge, just about over here with the Sawmill, where it comes from northbound to south, and then we'll be 1 or 2 exits away from home. It's been taking the first exit actually lately. I always took the second one, but I've been letting it make the decisions for now. As long as it's bringing me to the destination that I put in the navigation, I don't have an issue. It seems to know Actually, even a little bit better than Waze about direction times and stuff. So right now you can see my right blinker's on, and the car isn't going to do that with the car there. But once that car goes from red back to gray, you know that you're at a safe distance and the car is going to take its lane. Alright, this is something cool also. Over here it says what the battery life will be when you get there. Well, it also gives you the round trip estimate. Alright. So we're going 45. I could be wrong. I think the speed limit here is 50. But we'll keep this like this. There's no reason to go any faster. Or no reason to really change it. I told you guys I could change that max speed. Alright, and the sun is going down. This will be a great night to go home, and I'll clean up a little bit, pour myself a drink, and help my wife take care of the kids. Everybody's usually happy on a Friday. The kids want to go on their iPads and play with their friends. Just the other day, my son and his friends made my Ants Plants logo in their Minecraft to support me and make a quick video on it. They think that YouTube is so cool. And I'm kind of with it. I see where everybody's facing. All right, here comes our hairpin turn. You can see how the car slowed down to 30. And it's pretty smooth in how it takes the turn. All right, there's a couple people lined up over here, so we're about to come to a slowdown. And then right up top here we have another merge, which is fairly simple, but it's merging from the left lane to the right lane. That might be difficult for a lot of people, especially people that have a little bit of a bad vision or anything like that, because you got to look over your blind spot to the right and keep an eye on your right mirror. And on the highway, everybody's going much faster than they do on side roads, so it's just a little bit more dangerous. But you can see where we're at right now. Here goes our lane confirmation. And when I want to confirm the lane, I take this paddle and I push it down. And that confirms the lane change. There are a number of situations that it changes the lane by itself. I'm going to change this one in a moment. I don't feel like taking this first exit today. We've done that a few times. So now I did the lane change. Let's see. I think it's making sure, even though it says that it's okay. There we go. It was making sure and taking its time. So you can see right there, it didn't highlight the road red or the cars red because everybody was a safe distance, but it took its time that time. We're gonna get off the exit over here. It's another right-hand turn into a stop sign. So the car should slow down greatly. At the stop sign, it usually comes to like a 1 second stop, which is a little interesting. It stops at like 1 mile an hour and then goes into its goes back into driving. All right, so here goes our lane change. And we just got off our exit. Here goes the stop sign I told you guys about. All right. I'm going to check out some of my settings in a little bit under the full self-driving. Maybe when I switched it over to chill mode yesterday, maybe I unclicked one of the betas. It's the only thing I could actually think of right now, which is why I don't see the line for the red light. So if we go here to the menu, you can go to autopilot And, oh, okay, it's back on average. I put it on chill yesterday. I guess it goes back by itself. Blind spots. Speed limit, relative display, forward. All right, everything's on. I'm noticing I was seeing a red line at these lights, and maybe there was an update or something, but I'm not seeing those red lines anymore. All right, we make a left here. The car always makes a bit of a wide left. It's kind of a funny place over there, so I understand why it does that. I think that makes sense from a rules-based program. All right, and now we're on some of the slower side streets. There's a speed bump there. Usually at the speed bumps, it slows down to about 17 miles an hour. Every once in a while, it goes to take a speed bump on a little fast. I haven't had any real problems. All right, this is a really crazy intersection. It's not dangerous, but it's off-centered. So the car creeps forward, hugs this side, takes a wide turn, and then turns around that parked car. And hopefully there's enough parked cars here. It doesn't go into any of the curbside. But what it is doing, which isn't really a problem, everybody does this over here, but it is taking the center lane because there's no cars coming up against us. We'll see if we pass any of those cars up front, up ahead up there, and you guys will see what it does when we encounter a car head on. It pretty much takes its lane to the right and slowly finds its way. See that speed bump, it went over a little faster, and I wonder if it misses that slow down sign. All right, this is the last intersection, and it sees cars coming at me, so it's coming a little bit onto the right side. Let's give it some power. It looks like it knows where to go, but it wants to be cautious because of these cars. I powered through that a bit, and now I took my foot off the pedal. All right. I mean, if you ask me, that's excellent. I'm really keeping my foot off the pedal a lot of the time so that it could do its own thing. But I think you guys get the point. Yeah, that's not my home, but we are pretty close. All right, when we get to the side of this UPS truck, I'm gonna give it a little, I'm gonna turn off the system. I'm gonna power forward. And I'll come over here and turn off the full self-driving before I pull into where I live. So everybody, thanks a lot. That was awesome. I hope it was a lot less shaky. I'll upload this to YouTube and I will check it out when it finishes uploading. Let's see.